There we go. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dolphins Daily, your daily dose of Dolphins content. With your boy Chris Kane, we talking Dolphins. So yesterday we talked about Patrick Paul letting the team know, hey, I'm down to play. I'm tired of being on the bench. I don't want to be sidelined. And we talked about the intricacies of him playing, given that his position was Teron Armstead's position. And then earlier today, there's reports that the Dolphins were preparing to move on from Teron as if he wasn't coming back, which is wild because he's kind of under contract. So when I heard that, and I've said this to you guys many times before, anytime something's leaked to the media, it's because somebody wanted it leaked. News doesn't just come out. There aren't people just blowing the whistle. Somebody wants you to know it went out, especially when it's from the team. I'm just saying what it is. When you hear, oh, team exploring all options, that's team then media pressure combining around a player sometimes, where it's like, oh, the team's looking at other options at this position. They're just trying to put pressure on people. So that was the initial report. And then my reporting yesterday was like, oh, okay, well, now the Patrick Paul story makes a lot more sense because if you're saying, hey, I'm committed to play, I'm doing all the work I need to do, and then all of a sudden the team wants to move on from Teron, then the natural position is to move Patrick Paul right there, right? But then later in the day, turns out other reports, Teron willing to take a pay cut to stay with the Dolphins. We talked about it many times. When a team starts floating stuff out there, it's usually a money play. And we talked about restructuring. I expect this same conversation very shortly with Bradley Chubb. Pre-draft, probably. Because if we can't get that situated, then he'll probably be traded, like on draft night maybe. I'm expecting the same conversation with him. I'm expecting Tua to be restructured as well. I'm calling him now. So when it happens, you'll be like, I think I heard somewhere, was it Dolphins Daily, where he was just pulling these boys from the sky like lemons? I'm just saying, it only makes sense cap-wise. Because when your cap is constrained, and I'm not even putting the glasses on, when the cap is constrained, you have to find ways to work around it. That usually means converting money into signing bonuses and then offloading void money down the line, right? It's typically how that works out. So you restructure it, give them more money, push it down the line, and down the line you can just cut it out, and it's all good. If you do it poorly, you end up like the Saints. I know Saints catch a lot of strays here. They have to, because again, the worst cap situation. So now that Teron is saying he's willing to take a pay cut to stay, I don't know again what that means to Patrick Paul, because now Teron's cap hit goes down, so he has to play. He's not gonna take a pay cut and then get benched. He would just say, trade me. Somebody will pay him $22 million to play left tackle, right? So the idea he's taking a pay cut to stay means he likes the area. His family is probably happy. He's happy. He knows the system. I don't want to go anywhere. I'll take the money being converted and cut and what have you to stay where I'm at. Patrick Paul, I don't know where that leaves you. I haven't heard anything about Austin Jackson recently. I know he's still recovering, so maybe that conversation is like a tomorrow conversation. But shout out to Teron for doing what he did because, again, he could have really hardballed this. There's at least, 12 to 14 teams that don't have great offensive lines. I mean, they just don't. You think a team like the Jets wouldn't take him just to spite the Dolphins? Like, they would do it. There's plenty of teams, like if Baltimore let Ronnie Stanley go, they wouldn't take him to replace him. Like, there's teams that would do this trade, and he wants to stay. So I appreciate that. I'm sure in the coming days and weeks, you can start hearing some more restructures coming out. All of a sudden, hey, willing to move some money around. I haven't looked into Waddle's contract since he signed it, but I want to look into it before we get back into wide receiver talk. And if there's a way for Waddle to restructure, free up some money, because Waddle I think is $27 million a year, some 27, 28 million a year, which is basically a tier 2 wide receiver contract. Tier 1s are all above 30, and depending on how they move the money, he could have got a lot up front. It could be a lot backloaded. I think Miami's going to do a lot of willing and dealing because I don't believe Miami's agenda is to just bring back the same team but have more cap room. I think their agenda is move money around, bring the same team back, and then go get somebody significant to help the team. So if that's like the best guard available in free agency, and then we draft a guard, then that's that. If it's go get the top corner that's available, and then like I don't think they're doing cap room just to have it. I do believe there's a move to be made. Myles Garrett. And I think that's what the goal is. We need to free up as much money as we can, go get a big fish, all puns intended, and then bring him into the team. We'll see what happens. So, this story, I don't know how much legs it has, but I do think there's some truth in it, right? So, I don't know if you guys remember, like a month ago, Wes Welker got let go as wide receivers coach, and we didn't think much of it because the Dolphins receivers have been great for the last couple of years and weren't good this year. A lot of that is injuries. Waddle was hurt all year. Tyreek had 3 different injuries, just plus off-field drama, right? And so I don't know if he got let go because pure production. We don't know what happens inside the building, right? It could be a him and Coach McDaniel thing. It could be Wes had an opportunity maybe to go back to the Patriots. We don't know. Now there's reports coming out that maybe Tyreek has something to do with Wes Welker being fired because they didn't bond properly, right? And Coach McDaniel came out today and said, no, buck stops with me. I'm the coach. I got to do what's in the best interest of the team. That's coach talk. Here's what I know to be true. When you're the star of the team, when you're the captain, and your position coach gets X'd, they usually talk to you first. Like if you thought that losing Wes Welker would maybe expedite you losing Tyreek, then you would keep Wes Welker. Like remember when Green Bay let go of I don't know if it's Gutekunst or no, he's still there. Green Bay let go of I think Nat Hackett from Green Bay, and everyone knew Aaron Rodgers and Nat Hackett were like this, right? And then they let him go, and Aaron came out publicly and said, "I'm not happy about this." But then like a year later, they let Aaron Rodgers go. Like the plan wasn't how do we keep as many of Aaron Rodgers' family and friends and, trusted people around. It was, hey, he's out. Knowing that's probably going to make him upset. You think Bobby Slowick is here against C.J. Stroud's knowledge? You know what I'm saying? Like it's illogical, and it's almost a little insulting to think that happened and then Tyreek's hands are completely clean. That's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming Tyreek. It's more like the power to stop something from happening versus you initiated it happening. I think that's where the little line comes in. This is something that's happened with LeBron a lot of his career, where a coach will get fired and he'll be like, I didn't say I wanted the coach fired. But the team is also like, but if you didn't want the coach fired, they probably wouldn't get fired. Right? Are we not in the interest of serving you? You're our number one player. You're the biggest asset on the team. Like, I forget who the coach was before Ty Lue, but David Blatt. When David Blatt got let go and Ty Lue got ascended to that position, LeBron wasn't like, oh, what happened here? It's like, yeah, you knew what was happening. I'm sure there was some whispers like, hey, how you feel about Ty Lue? It's like those sneaky questions. Hey, Bron, this is off the record, but you cool with Ty Lue, right? It's like, yeah, man, I like Ty. Yeah, Ty's my guy. I like the future we could have with Ty. Say less. I got it. Right? So if the Dolphins came to Tyreek and were like, hey, Tyreek, we're looking at going a different direction than wide receiver coach. How you feel about Wes? Nah, Wes is cool, man. I like Wes. Do you think Dolphins can, flourish and you can get back to your 1,800 yards a year without Wes? I mean, probably. I'm Tyreek. I'll be a year off my injury. Yeah, I think we could, maybe some fresh blood would be good. We got you, Tyreek. Say nothing more. So I know coach is doing what he should be doing. He has to defend his guys. I understand that. I do not believe this story. Let me just say that candidly. I don't believe he had nothing to do with it, but I also don't believe he ran upstairs and said, yo, get Wes out of here. So is he to blame? No. Is he blameless? No. That's my opinion. And since we're already talking about Tyreek, let's go ahead and close that loop right now. So Coach McDaniel also came out and confirmed today that Tyreek, yes, got surgery on his ligaments on his left hand. So wrist gate is over. I don't know why he was in a sling in the other picture. I don't know. Maybe he just bumped into a wall. I don't know what happens. Tyreek lives a wild life. So I don't know what was going on with his shoulder. That was the first and last time that seemed to be an issue. But he got the surgery. The cast is real. They're expecting him to be able to catch passes by the summertime, though. So, as much as this is like, a big deal to have off-season surgery, they're saying summertime, he should be good to go route running, catching passes again, which means going to training camp, he should be A-OK. We shouldn't have any residual effects as long as he doesn't do anything illegal and possibly get thrown back on the pavement. We're expecting Tyreek to be good to go for this upcoming season. But as always, guys, we appreciate your love and support. Thank you for supporting Dolphins Daily. Thank you for, likes, subscribes, all that good stuff. We're here for you at Dolphins Daily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.